So then you just maintain a certain amount in that.
Yeah, because what will happen is once this is here, you'll see it go down to about here, but it'll never go lower than that because it just keeps dripping. So it's just a close. So you'll never use more than what's in that bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the price?
The price on those, the probe itself, $1,940.
That's the same
For open and percutaneous. And then for this one, it's $210.
And do we keep a stock of these in-house, or do you bring them for every case?
I have been bringing them, but I'm not going to be able to do that too much. I think you might have one kit and maybe 2 single antennas. I don't think you have any lap. I don't know. I'll have to talk with Reba.
Okay.
So make sure you guys have that on hand.
That then goes through the skin, not through a trocar and
Correct. Goes straight through the
Is there
skin.
any longer one?
Yeah, this I don't know, that's a 17. The longest one we have is a 22. Still doesn't seem that long, but I have talked to every surgeon when I've done an in-service and before you guys have bought it and everything, that they need to allow. 22 is not really that long, so they kind of have to look at that approach ahead of time. For 22, I mean, ideally a 25 or something much larger would have been better, but we have a 22. So yeah, and that's a good question because these come in 3 sizes. The open only comes in 1 size, which is 17 length, and it's a 3.7 active tip. The laparoscopic ones, because they're used percutaneously for interventional radiology, those come in 3 sizes. There's 12, 17, and 22 for the full length. And it also comes in 2 sizes for this. 3.7, same as the open, and a 2 centimeter. The 2 centimeter probably isn't used as often, but if there's a superficial lesion where they don't think they can bury that full green part, they'll use a 2 centimeter. So that is available. And if you wanted to use, we just did this the other day, if you wanted to use a 2 centimeter active tip for pre-coag, because it's a real shallow lesion, he can do that. So all you would do is you would just hook it up the same way as this, but then you would just use it in an open procedure. But you can't go the other way. You can't use an open and a closed, but you can, yeah.
And these are only used on liver tumors? So
Actually, no.
What would be his applications, all of his applications?
I've only seen him do liver.
I think he's only done liver, but it is approved for soft tissue. There's an indication for liver, but so, I mean, I do just as many lungs as I do livers, do kidney,
I've only seen him trying to liver.
and but yeah, I think he's only done it for liver, but it could be used for others. I don't know whose urethoracic guys are or anything. I've never talked to them. If that's something that they wanted to look at or something.
They're all partners with Dr. Cheng, so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're waiting for a lump indication. But again, it's approved, but it's just, this is strictly matched. The size of this and all the energy and everything in here is matched already for liver. But you get pretty much, which is surprising, you get pretty much the same results in a lung and kidney as you do in liver. So, any questions?
Is there an informational book there with that?
Yeah, oh, here, you guys also got,
You don't have the big long, and that one was reference check last time we used it.
the big long one. Yeah, the laminated one, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's not there. There's a laminated sheet that should have been on here, and it goes step by step, exactly what you need for open, and then on the reverse side is for laparoscopic.
I'll talk to Alice Liz,
But it's
hopefully
not
she'll
here.
have copies in her office. Since this is not stored here, I'd rather keep a copy here because
No, exactly.
it'll get taken off
Well,
someplace else.
obviously, because the last time it was here, it was hanging right on the back.
Yeah,
of
we
the
had a little
sheet.
chain.
Yeah,
This is the smaller one, that this is more.
I'm pretty sure Liz has copies of it because I think that when she writes up the slips, you know, that we attach to the cards, she usually can staple it to it.
Okay.
But I'll talk to her
If
today.
you
when
don't,
she's
because
here.
we have another much bigger laminated that goes with this. If you guys can't find it, let me know.
Okay.
I'll get you one.
All right.
And then this will be on the card. This is what I was talking about. This shows you the sizes, the ablation sizes, using 1, 2, and 3 antennas for open and for laparoscopic.
And where is this stored?
Over in
Normally
Where
it's
does
in
it
CT scan.
Oh,
And on Tuesday when I called them to make sure we could use it for in-service, they said, yep, it's here. And I went to go look for it this morning and it wasn't. It was over in our egg room. So I would say if it's not in CT scan, the next place to look would be in our egg room. one, but I do know cath lab does use it for procedures too. So there's 3 departments.
So this is
whereas you change that's right here, yeah.
So when a case is scheduled, do you
No, it
have,
does not go to MRI.
when a case is scheduled, is your contract, you know, what, like on the other
We use
cases?
the case schedule, Liz kind of calls the other departments because it usually comes up for almost all the cases anyway. It's something that people are using independently yet.
Oh, I got you.
for cath lab?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys one other thing that I'll just pass around real quick. This just shows you under ultrasound that burst of bubbles that you're going to see within probably 30 seconds. You'll see this burst of bubbles that shows that's kind of your ablation zone. So that's what it looks like under ultrasound. It's kind of neat. And then you know it is cooking.
And he did. So he usually has the equipment for the first part of the case.
Yes, we have this.
Oh, that big white cloud. Those are all bubbles.
No, that's all right.
You can't.
Yeah, I can try to beat this tumor.
Do they take it out?
He's taken it out. He's cut it out with the harmonic before, because I was like,
Is it because he wants to send it, or what?
maybe that could be it.
Maybe send it to pathology, but otherwise, normally,
And check
if you're just
margins.
ablating, usually it stays there just as desiccated tissue, and that's it. And then eventually it just shrinks and shrinks and shrinks. I'm sorry?
Is it like dead tissue?
Yeah. Once you, I mean, it literally, if we had just like a cow liver here and we were to do this, I mean, it just like a liver. I mean, it cooks like a liver. I mean, you can see all through here. Well, I don't know if they have an ablation one in here. But yeah, it just stays as desiccated tissue. Because they don't take them out when they do them in interventional radiology. They just go in and burn them and that's it. And then they usually bring them back a month or 3 months to 6 months for follow-up.
So what are they doing? What are they using for livers and radiology or what?
So same thing if this was a non-surgical candidate and they had a tumor, maybe just a solitary tumor. They go in and they just ablate it. They can use, 1, 2, or 3 of them depending on the size of it.
And they would only use the lever.
Only
use the laparoscopic, which would be
cutaneous.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I probably do as many in interventional radiology as I do in OR. Yeah. Do a lot of lungs in interventional radiology.
Goes right through the skin.
So, yeah.